Today is August 2nd. We're in upstate New York and it's absolutely beautiful today. I hate to say that to some of my blogging friends who I know you're cooking out west, but that's how it is here. It was 47 last night. It's about 73 now at 10 o'clock and really nice. So we did pay for it from time to time with hot and humid where it's so sticky you can't move and things like that, and we've had our share of floods. I guess we all get what we have coming from time to time. Yesterday I harvested the garlic, 206 pieces. Some of them are absolutely beautiful. Grocery store quality here. Look at that. Or farm stand quality. Nice big ones. There's a couple of shabby ones. These are the ones that get eaten. I'll put 75 back in. It's kind of a little shabby. 75 will go back in the ground, so when you divide them up, you get like they're like 4 to 1. You get four you know what's out of one clove, so you get 4 to 1. So if you plant 75, you're actually planting 300. If you put 75 aside, you're actually planting 400 pieces, so or 300 pieces. So I'll have 300 for next year. No, 400. 375, 150. Yeah, 150 twice is 300. So I'll have 300 going in next year, and then every year it multiplies if you keep doing that. Some people plant half, but I don't need to plant half. I'd rather eat half and, eat 125 or so and plant the rest. Anyway, now that I got that all cleared up, here's Buster Dog, the only dog. We discussed on the blog whether he misses Benny or not, and it's possible that he does, so next week I'll try and set up a play date for him and see how that works, and if he really needs other company from a dog. He was a reject from a pack, I suppose, because he's a coonhound and he's afraid of gunshots. They found him in February of, I think, 2002 or 3. I had his birthday for 2002, so it must be 3, on the streets of Masonville, one of the far out towns from here on the other side of the county, and he was in the shelter for a couple of months, 3-4 months. Coonhounds don't do well in the shelter, and Benny needed a companion, and Buster needed a home, so he's been here ever since. So between the pack and the shelter and here, he's never been the only dog, so it is something for him to get used to. I have some more stone over there that's going to be part of Benny's grave, which is over on this side. I found a nice spot for him. It's tough to dig around these parts because we're in the Catskills, in the mountains, and we got rock everywhere. And so this had been taken up once. We were digging around with a backhoe, and so I knew this was soft, so I put the big stone on it to make sure nothing would go digging at night. And nothing did, so I'll put other stones where I can put his name and his dates, 1999 to 2015. And that's where he stays, right next to the house with his head pointing that way. And that's all I could do. He died right over in those tiger lilies. He crawled off and went off alone, which is, I guess, what some critters do. So anyway, garden update. Looking at pumpkin vines. The vines are doing good, but I see a bunch of flowers from here. I hope it's showing up on the video. I can't really see the viewfinder very well when I walk into the sun, but I see some. From here I see some orange. Big flowers. I hope we have enough pollinators. We used to have, this area would be buzzing in the morning. It would sound like, sound alive, that there's something in there. And we just haven't had as many bees and pollinators over the past couple of years. Even though the farmer rents bees down on the other side of this hill, I guess his bees don't come up to us. So there's pumpkins and, leftover seeds in that section. There's something flowering right in there. These are supposed to be the green. You can tell the zucchini, you can tell the difference in the size of the leaves from the large pumpkin leaves. I wish the other vines grew as fast as the pumpkin vines do, but I might actually have one pie pumpkins this year, which would be nice. I mean, one pumpkin makes one pie, and homemade instead of the shit out of the can, that paste. It's an improvement. You still need like condensed milk or something goes in it. I have to look at the recipe because ground critters ate all the vines last year, so I didn't have one pumpkin and not one butternut. So this year I should have some butternuts and some pumpkins. Quite a few pumpkins. See, this one's coming out of the area here already. This has to get pushed back in. Stay in there so it don't get mowed. And that area I kind of mowed back. That's the neighbor's property past here, but I kind of ran the mower one pass through there, because last year when the vines grow into there, the guy who does the brush hog ran over everything, well, 2 years ago he ran over everything, including some of the butternuts, because they were over on that side where they shouldn't have been. This was the garlic patch. You can see from what part was planted, and then next year's patch is going to go over to this pole, because I need that much more space, because I'm planting an extra 100 compared to this year. So here's some. Now again, the ground critters, that was a bean pole over there, and they ate everything they could find, but a couple of bean plants survived. They were in here on their own. Donna harvested a handful of beans yesterday, so I got some beans coming, but these are different. These aren't pole beans, these are the bush beans. And then the horseradish, they harvested quite a bit, so I don't know how much more I'll get this season. I see a red tomato in here. I tried doing this last night, and something was wrong with the camera. There's a nice red tomato. I hope that's a stem and not a moth. Yep, that's the stem. Uh-oh. Son of a bitch, something got at it. Look at that. I don't know if it was a snail. I don't think it was a snail. Hard to say, but that's got to get eaten. Boy, that's going to piss me off if this. I keep putting the snail bait down and they keep coming if that's what did it. But usually they make a hole where you can see where they went in, but this doesn't have that. Yeah, it's really tough to see in this light with the sun above me. I know there's another almost ripe in there, and now I can't see it in this light. But anyway, the plants are getting pretty damn big. This cucumber plant's down there, and then these were two more bean poles, but there's nothing in there but weed that's getting smothered by tomato plants. So no harm done there. And then the yellow squash, 2 rows. I picked 3 or 4 good ones already. Grilled some of them on the barbecue with olive oil and whatever spices I happen to think of to put on. So they're good, and they're good for breakfast with an egg or 2, even though egg prices are crazy, so we use other stuff as filler to go with the eggs. And then that's where the butternut are. That's either a dry leaf or a butternut flower. It's hard to tell through the camera. It looks like a flower. Anyway, the vines aren't growing very well, but as long as they flower, that's the important thing. And then more compost and stuff over here. And it's really tough to see anything in this light. So anyway, that's the story on how this is going. August 2nd. We'll see. I got this much wood left to get cut by firewood season. I don't know if I'll need it all, but I'll get as much cut as I can. Starting in September, it cools off, and I got more time and don't have to do a garden and other stuff. And then Forsey Camp is in 2 weeks, so I always get it done. I got it done last year. I'll get it done this year. Everything else is pretty much caught up and good shape, but there's not a cloud. 70 degrees, 73 maybe. Beautiful. I hope you guys out west there get, a little bit cooler. We're between flowers now. Those are hydrangeas that I just planted this year, but there's plenty of flowers out front that I'll show you when they bloom. They're absolutely my favorites. They're beautiful. These I trimmed the other day, but in this weather stuff grows fast, especially since we have enough water. Usually August turns out pretty dry, but this year it's been doing really good. And everything, there used to be brown spots here where the sun shines on the lawn all day, and right now this year everything is perfectly green. So Nothing much on hurricane activity. So maybe we're in for a good fall. So have a good remains of summer. Catch you later.